Who's drinking tonight, ladies and gentlemen? That's it? What are you talking about? All right, who has a drink in their hand right now? Okay. Well, I want to make you aware that you have two for a reason. So we have bars all over the event area tonight and obviously inside. So go in, get a refill, get another one. I'm going to check back in a little bit. Go ahead and tell the bartender that Big Mo sent you. But our third bout on the card tonight is under MMA rules in the flyweight division and is set for three-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner and making his way to the cage, Henry Perez.
Mr. Perez, the first of two 125-pound fighters coming to the cage. He's the elder by 1 year at 29. He's the shorter at 5'6". Versus 5'10". These guys have even records at 1-0. Mr. Micah Haas comes in 4 inches taller at 5'10" and lists his style as wrestler. So we'll see how that plays out against the MMA style listed fighter, Mr. Perez.
And again, you look at the Henry Hardcore Perez, that is. You look at Micah Haas, again, coming from Genesis Training Center. So anytime you see Elevation or Genesis, you're wondering about that fighter coming in because you know all through the week and through the months of training, he's training with great guys. So, and as well as Victory MMA.
The proverbial room full of killers every day.
Excited to see Haas. I've heard a little bit about him, haven't seen him yet.
Speaking of room full of killers, former UFC fighter and Bellator fighter, Mr. Gilbert Jamal Smith, working out of the Victory MMA corner for Mr. Perez.
Gotta love that experience.
Ah, my goodness.
The first of MMA action. I think we have 6 MMA fights tonight. 2 of those will be title fights, amateur title fights.
Moving from punchy-kicky time to punchy-kicky chokey time.
And take them down to the mat. See what you can do. Again, you're going for the bigger gloves of glory down to the 4-ounce. And the 4-ounce variety is where the action is.
And a little while later, we'll toss out those 4-ounce gloves and go with bare knuckle.
How about that? For the first time ever, Lethway in the United States here in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
And his opponent, fighting out of the Nutrition Company of Cheyenne, blue corner, please welcome to the cage, Micah Haas.
It looks like Mr. Haas brought his cheering crew.
Nothing quite like stepping up to the cage and hearing friends and family give it up for you.
There's the music. Got to have your walk-in music, don't you?
Can't go without it.
Where are you, Micah Haas?
Hello?
Hello? Anybody home?
There we go.
Well, great coaches in the corner of both fighters. Micah Haas looks jacked to get in the ring, or in the cage, that is.
Seems excited, yes, indeed.
I think maybe you wanted to hear the beat a little more. Let that thing play. Let it breathe.
Probably listens to it on the way to the gym to get himself pumped up for training. Just had to let it kick in here. As we mentioned, lists himself as a wrestler, so see how long it takes before he goes for a takedown.
I like to see the rivalry between gyms too. There's so many great gyms now in the Denver area, even Colorado, New Mexico. You start seeing these gyms and you start developing a rivalry. Haas is down with the jams, that's for sure.
He's feeling it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this MMA bout is brought to you by Kenny's Paintless Dent Repair. Let's meet our fighters first. Fighting out the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner from Colorado Springs, Colorado, representing Victory MMA Hardcore, Henry Perez. And his opponent, fighting out of the Nutrition Company of Cheyenne Blue Corner, from Palmdale, California, representing Genesis Training Academy, Micah Super Jew Haas.
How about that nickname, JR?
How about that?
The Super Jew. If
All right,
he
guys,
uses it,
good
I guess
start
we
tonight.
can too.
MMA.
There you go.
Listen to my rules at all times. Make sure you watch those forearms. Touch them up and let's bang.
Let's bang. Love it. That's the instruction. Let's bang.
Mr. Perez wearing the red tape, Mr. Haas wearing the blue tape.
I think you're going to see some fireworks here. You got some guys that are really, really fast.
Oh, and a big left hand drops Perez immediately.
Perez coming back with a bull rush, though, on Haas. These guys aren't messing around early. We knew this was going to be a high-flying fight. You wanted to know about the wrestling. There it is.
It was a quick recovery by Perez, but Haas looking to take control now.
Boy, it looked at the beginning that Perez was touching up, and Haas was having none of it.
Perez tried to wrap up a leg there, so jiu-jitsu game on point. Oh, and a low blow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and we've seen that. I saw it on Bellator last Friday night where a fighter took it.
Oh, that was horrible.
Oh, did you see that kick?
Was horrible.
Unbelievable. I mean, it brought the guy to tears in the second one.
Kicks. Unfortunately happened to him a couple of times. And, oh, man, what a shame.
Yeah, anytime that happens, I mean, the cup protects you, but again, blood on Perez.
Yeah, Perez little marked up from that Superman punch that opened the bout and dropped him. He recovered very quickly. That speaks well to his conditioning. Of course, you expect that in the 125-pound division. You guys always in just such supreme shape. And doctor actually taking a look at his nose. I'm not sure if he's looking to see if it's broken or if he's just looking at the cut.
Now, the other thing, too, is you get about 5 minutes to recover here, JR.
Yep, 5 minutes to recover from the groin strike, and there it is. And, boy,
Yeah.
It did come up just square on the cup.
Let's watch that one more time coming in. I think Perez was coming up, and Haas charging. Yeah, you got to get your kicks up higher than that.
See if referee Eric Hines takes a point from Haas or just gives him a warning for it. Typically, first defense, they'll give a warning.
Yeah, Perez a tough one, though.
But that is referee discretion.
Got to have a little more control. Got to give it to Henry Perez. He's ready to roll. He is hardcore. Haas is gonna
gets the
dump him.
double leg.
Great recovery, though, by Perez.
Very nice. Haas doing a good job moving his head out of the way. And again, ducking under and going for the takedown is Haas. Perez on the ground has a great scramble.
Absolutely. Haas comes up with that knee as well, coming off that exchange. Big overhand right by Perez. And again, these boys are banging. The good thing about that cut for Perez, JR, it's not getting in his eyes. It looks like it's going down.
Yeah, I think it's on the bridge of his nose, so.
Boom.
Haas covering, moving his head, but Perez accurate with his strikes.
Oh, nice leg kick.
Beautiful check.
Both these guys in the pocket now.
Good kick to the body. Perez going for the takedown. Haas able to pop right back up.
These guys are lightning quick. Haas comes back with the takedown now, trying to get into full mount.
Back and forth. Closed guard being shown by Perez, so not wanting Haas to scramble around. And Perez, we saw it earlier, spun for a couple of techniques and already looking to set up a triangle. Haas going to be able to pull out of that.
Yeah, also looking for that arm bar. That didn't happen.
Haas one hook in. Good job trying to secure his back control.
Haas in good position now. He's pushing off that cage, and you can see the blood pouring off Perez right now.
Less than a minute left. Let's see if Haas tries to snake that right hook in.
Goes with the hammer fist.
Perez doing a good job building a base to get himself back to standing. Has to be careful about lifting that head when he comes up. Of course, with Haas pressing down on the back of the neck like that, he's not going to be lifting it up very easily.
No, look at that blood coming out too as well. I mean, that's going to take a toll as this fight goes on, but got to give it to Perez. Took that low kick and The hammer fist now by Micah Haas, the Super Jew.
Haas peppering away with strikes a little bit. Perez gives a fancy little back fist there.
And it's funny because Haas was looking over his corner for instruction.
Yep.
Perez heard it and threw that last punch. He kind of got it with a back fist.
Full mount, just literally right at the bell. We're going to see a reversal here. And
boy, both these fighters
scramble.
so quick. What's impressive about this is you see the takedowns. Look how quickly at the 125-pound limit they're switching things back and forth, which means two things. Number one, that the fighter getting the takedown, JR, what do they got to do to continue to keep that?
Yeah, need to be aware of securing position as well as trying to affect some strikes or some transitions to some submissions. And Haas, we saw him being busy relegated just to trying to control the position. He had good positioning there for about a third of the round, but wasn't able to do a whole lot with it because Perez so squirrely was going to get away from him if he postured up for any heavy strikes.
And again, that was the touch him up, and I don't think Haas was ready to do that. Was ready to fight. And I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, but it sure looks like a broken nose to me.
Could be.
All right, seconds out, ready for the second round. Let's see if it's as good as the first. It was fireworks early and often.
Way to start out the MMA action, gentlemen. Thank you guys for what you're doing, putting it on there for the crowd.
Absolutely.
Got a timeout for something. I think a little blood cleanup.
Yeah.
And it's actually right in front of you and I, big puddles of blood there where Mr. Perez was recovering from the groin strike. He leaked a little chi onto the mat while he was over there.
The good thing about it is it's not our blood, JR. Nor have we even splattered yet, but I got to clean this up for sure because they don't want the fighters slipping on that. Here we go.
And a roll of paper towels into the cage.
Hey, there it is, you know. Double duty for this official, double duty. Wiping it up from a couple spots in the cage. You know, if you're Perez, you want to try to see if you, with that cut, you don't want to take any more damage to that nose, JR, and see if maybe come out and try to end this thing right away.
Absolutely. We'll see if he tries to put it on Haas right away. And thing with not just the cut, but if, as you referenced, it's a broken nose, boy, does that alter your breathing.
Absolutely. Oh, and a big left hand right on the butt.
On the nose.
Boy, give it to Perez. He's tough. Perez coming with the left hand.
Corner of Haas calling for straight punches.
Oh, these guys are throwing. And again, we talked about Perez coming out, what he would do, JR. He's trying to do it.
Definitely some ill intent on those strikes. Wanted to put an end to it. And when Haas listens to his corner and throws straight, he scores well.
Great takedown defense.
Trying to wrap up the guillotine as Perez didn't have the hand position he wanted. Haas back against the cage. Not really bothered by that, though, because he'll just duck under when Perez goes to the head and try for another takedown.
Perez had a little body shot up there against the cage as well, so he's pushing the pace right now. Long 2 minutes to go the way these guys are throwing.
In the corner of Perez saying he's getting tired. I don't think I believe that.
No, I think he's in pretty good shape, but Perez coming up with that left paw and scoring. It seems the takedowns haven't been as much because it's really not been effective. They scrambled so well. Good leg kick.
Perez stalking forward.
He is hardcore, there's no doubt there. Nice left hand. I think the labored breathing from Perez is affecting him, like you said, JR.
Yeah, and I just saw him reach up and swipe at his nose a little bit a couple of times, so I'm not sure if he's trying to adjust the brake to make it easier to breathe or if the blood's starting to bother him or what, but it's definitely becoming a factor. And a slip. And Haas, interestingly enough,
didn't pounce.
Doesn't have any interest in heading down to the ground. Good inside leg kick for Haas, and then switches it up going to the outside.
Yeah, it's a second inside leg kick he's hit in this round. Big overhand right there by Perez. Straight left by Haas. Boom.
It's what Haas's corner has been calling for, is straight punches, and they are having nice effect when he does it. Now it's Perez looking for the takedown.
Both scrambling again, back to the feet. This is just an all-out brawl.
These guys are like a couple of cats when they hit the mat, just scramble and bang right back up.
Haas putting his hands on his hips a little bit. And boom, big left hand.
Jumping left.
And then a couple, that's it. They're going to call it. Too much damage for him, and the Super Jew comes up with the victory to a bloody Henry Perez.
Congratulations, Mr. Haas at the Genesis Training Center. He's going to go home with the victory. We'll be up in the cage in just a second after Big Mo gives us the official time, and Bailey Winters will give us the post-fight interview.
First stoppage of the evening in our first MMA bout.
Ups the record to 2-0 does Mr. Haas, so gets to make the drive home back to Colorado as a still undefeated fighter. Here's the replay. It was a Superman punch that set it up.
Boom.
Bang. Just like he opened the fight with,
Yeah.
same thing he closed the fight with.
Again, coming in as a wrestler, it was wild to see, because usually you see the takedowns, maybe some ground control, but they were both so fast and with blood on it, it made it a lot more slippery, JR.
And Perez, even though maybe didn't have quite the wrestling pedigree, definitely had the jiu-jitsu game on point and threatened Haas a couple of times. So.
Absolutely. And we know where the paper towels are now. That's the key. Well, we promised fireworks, and I knew that fight would have it. Hopefully Perez's nose is okay, because he took a major shot on that Superman punch and hit a couple times, a couple big lefts landed.
Ice bag will be in full effect at the Perez house this evening.
Absolutely.
Looks like Big Mo has the word. All we're waiting for really is the official time.
Tell you what that fight showed me is if you're going to touch him up, you better make sure the other fighter's going to touch him up, because Micah Haas certainly took advantage of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric Hines calls a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 46 seconds of the second round, declaring your winner by TKO, Micah Super Jew Haas.
Good sportsmanship again, and listen, give it up for
guys,
hardcore.
I'm here with Micah, your winner. How's it feel to get that win, especially with the big knockout at the end there?
Oh, man, it's great. We prepared for it all fight camp. I just want to say all power to Hashem Laham, Rosh Hashanah, Jewish New Year, Genesis Training Academy. Come see us.
So to start that fight, it looked like he was coming out to tap gloves. You went straight in for the kill. What did you think about that?
No, there was at least 3 or 4 seconds where we were already in front of each other. We definitely were past that touch glove part. It's a fight. You got to be prepared every second to take a punch or throw a punch, and I'm ready every second. I got 9 minutes of meanness in me.
What was your game plan going in, and how did it play out compared to what you expected?
Superman punch him at the beginning, kick him in the face as hard as I can, and see how long he stands. Kid's tough. He took some heavy punches. I broke his nose the first round, no doubt. I felt it when I was pushing down on him in side control. His nose was crumbling. Kid's tough, comes from a great gym with a great coach. I respect him a lot.
Put on a great performance tonight. Big finish there at the end. I'm sure there's some people out there you want to thank as well.
I love my mom. She's the best. I'm a big mommy's boy. There's a fight tonight for that 125 amateur strap. I want whoever's next. Any one of those two. Come at me.
All right, he's calling out the champ, guys. Let's hear it for Micah. Congratulations.
Confidence, not a problem.